everybody. I'm sorry about the chainsaw noise, if you can hear that. My husband's out back cutting up some wood for me, and it's been a day today. I went to the chiropractor, I got my neck popped, my shoulders adjusted, my whole back adjusted. I feel pretty good now, but when I was in there, I didn't feel so great. So let me send this over to my VIP page. If you're watching this live, you'll see the live rectangle up in the corner. If you are watching this on a replay, just go ahead and put hashtag replay. If you're watching it live, please let me know that you're here. Sometimes my phone lets me see, sometimes it doesn't. So I am not ignoring anybody. It just depends on what Facebook lets me see. I'm going to send this over to my VIP group. If you are not a designer and you would love to be my VIP group, oh my goodness, I can't even speak today. Please comment VIP below. Today we're going to use our creative Kickstart, and I'm going to tell you guys how you guys can get this for free. Pretty awesome, right? June 8th, 2022. Okay. So now I'm going to pull that up. Okay. So our creative Kickstart is pretty awesome. We have the etched we have the etched bugs, which I am not a fan of bugs, but these are super cool, okay? And we have this one, which says Explore, Dream, Discover, and it's got like definition down here, and it's pretty cool. So we're gonna do both of them today. You can get these for free, guys. You can buy them directly from the site, or you can get them for free. You can earn them for free. So how you get them for free is if you place an order of 60 or more, you get one of these for free. And if you do an order of 80 or more, you'll get the other one for free. It's super, super cool to get free products. I love that. So we also are going to use the box frames today. I actually took one of the box frames and I painted it black because I'm going to do the bumblebee. And so I'm going to do the bumblebee and bumblebee yellow. My goodness, see, I told you guys I can't speak today. But I wanted the background to be black. So all I did was take this side and painted it black. You can do that on any side. I like to keep the white though, so if I'm going to paint it, I usually do the other side. We're going to do the Explore, Dream, Discover, but we're going to put the definition words in gray, and then the Explore, Dream, Discover over top of it in black. We're going to do the bumblebee and bumblebee yellow, and then we're going to do the super cool dragonfly, which I love dragonflies. That's one of the few bugs that I do like. And butterflies, I do like them. And of course I love bumblebees because they help our plants. I don't like creepy crawlies. But these bugs are cool and they won't hurt you, so that's even better, right? So the dragonfly, we're gonna do its body in shimmer rose gold, and then I thought we'd use the wings and do them in shimmer eucalyptus, which is a color you can get. And I'm just going to use an extra shimmer that I have, which is shimmer splash. That was from last season. But you don't have to do it that way. You can do it black and white, however you want to do it. And I grabbed my placement tape. I also got my tools ready, my detail tool and my multi-tool because of the extra squeegees at the bottom. I got all my paste stirred up and ready to go. So we are going to get ready to wax these. So I'm going to move you guys down so you can see what I'm doing. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna wax these first. I have like dust floating around in here or something. So I'm gonna set these two off to the side. We're gonna do this one first. We're gonna wax them all at the same time just so that it saves us time. Our wax has no smell. It is not available right at this current moment, but it is coming back. And these are available. And you can use Minwax finishing wax and natural. That's what I used to use before the wax came out. That is, you can get that anywhere, but it does have a smell, so if you're going to use it, try and use it in a well-ventilated area. So I always use the side that doesn't have the tag, okay? And I always go with the grain of the wood when you're waxing. It's just what I do. And I always look at it and make sure I got it all covered in the light. So I hope you guys are having a great day. Like I said, today has been a day for me so far. But I'm here and I'm chalking and I'm having a great day. So that always makes it even better. when I have a chalking day. And yes, I am going to wax the one that we did paint. So you can paint with our chalk paste. I don't know if you know that, but yes, you can. You can paint with our paste. You just water it down, and it leaves a chalky finish, just like regular our paste does. So now we are going to close up our wax. The wax won't dry out or anything. I just close it up so nothing gets in it. And we are going to buff these out. I always use the side that's got the tag to buff it. And then I'm going to set these off to the side because we're going to have to fuzz the transfers and get all them prepped. So that gives this a minute to just kind of sit, let the wax kind of absorb. So our box frames are super cute. We have a bunch of them in a bunch of different sizes. I love them because you can paint them, you can stain them, you can sand them down. There's so many possibilities with them. So, as always, we're going to keep our packaging in our backer sheets because these are reusable 8 to 12 times. On the back of your package, it tells you all your care instructions. This one, we are going to use our transfer trimmers, cut it up. And since we're only going to use these two bottom, I'm just going to cut the whole thing up because I will eventually use these. I love also that you can do this on paper, which is super cool. So if you wanted to make it kind of 3D-ish, you can put it on watercolor paper, which is pretty awesome. And tomorrow, we are going to do a watercolor project. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So I'm just going to stick these ones back in here because I'm obviously not using them, so they can just be tucked away out of my way. And then we are going to pull this one off. Cut it apart. So you can tell that this is not going to fit exactly in that, and that is fine. It doesn't need to. We're just going to make it fit because it is a little bit bigger then. That's all good, okay? I always write on the back of my backer sheets, just one, so I know where they go and how they go back on, but two, so that I know how many uses I also get out of them. So this is bug, I'm just going to put definitions. Because I will peel all of these off, they're going to be washed, and then I'm going to be like, okay, what backer sheet does that one go on? These I can tell, but I'm just going to put explore. Do a dash mark. Dragonfly. And the bee. So you can use all of them if you want. I saw somebody did them super cute, all on a box frame, with a long box frame, which is awesome, right? So let's go with the biggest one first because that's the one that we waxed first. So we're going to do the definitions. So we're going to pull this off of its backer sheet. We're going to fuzz it. Why do we fuzz? Because when you're using paste, you want to fuzz it because you don't want this super sticky because then it's going to pull the paste up with it and you're going to have spots that are going to be missing. So I always recommend that you fuzz it. Now, if you're going to use ink, you wouldn't do that. I love that Explore, Dream, Discover too, because how cool would that be on a kid's shirt? Like, it would even be cool on an adult shirt, to be honest. Okay, so we've already waxed this. So obviously you can see these are not going to fit. So we are actually just going to... I'm going to make them fit. We're just going to sit it in here, and then I'm just going to push it down. And I know, obviously, you can tell that's not going to work as well, but it will, guys. It'll work fine. You just want to push it with the squeegee. So it doesn't have any bubbles in it. You don't want any bubbles there. Ooh, there's something there. Oh. got it. You just don't want any bubbles, so it comes out clean and crisp. Okay, we are going to use Storm, which is our gray color. And then we're going to do the Explore, Dream, Discover over top of it in black velvet. Okay, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not going through that upper part of the silk screen because I don't want it to be like that. But one of the great things about our paste is you literally can go in multiple directions with it. So if you're feeling like, okay, I'm not going to get that in there on that direction, you can flip it around and do it. With ink, you only want to go in one direction. For all of you who are new to the chalking world. I absolutely love the pull and reveal is my favorite. It always will be. It just still gives me the goosebumps when I actually pull something that I've chalked and I'm like, look what I need. It's funny, but it still does that. Pull and reveal is the best part. Let's just be honest. Even the vintage truck that I've done over 30 times, still awesome. So if you were like, oh, I'm gonna get that on that frame, you can always use the placement tape for that. Pull all the extra off. I'm gonna close that up. I'm just gonna pull this off. I love it. Super cool. Look at that. See how cool that is with the little definitions? So I'm gonna make sure I have no chalk on my fingers because I always end up with chalk on my fingers. Let's dry this real quick and then we'll do the Explore, Dream, Discover over top. So we're kind of making this like a set. You don't have to do that. You could make things individual if you want to. And I kind of like how there's some spots that are missing. There's some spots that are deeper, like brighter, bolder. Because that happens in a book sometimes with print. Which I love that. You definitely want to make sure that this is dry before you go to put another layer on. Now you could wax over top of this too, just to double secure. I'm not going to do that, but I know a lot of people that do, which you can, if it makes you feel better. I'll also put another protective layer at the top. Okay, let's clean off our our squeegee real quick. And then we can do Discover, the Explore, Dream, Discover. I'm actually going to clean this off and we're going to use that one instead. Hold on, guys. I'm running to the bottom of my baby wipes here. Kind of just tucking them back in there. Need to refill it. I'm just making sure that all of the paste is off because obviously if I'm going to dip it in another color, I want to make sure that that's all off. So see, it's clean. It's ready to go. We're actually going to use that instead of using this one. Put that one back in the container. So we're going to use that with our black velvet. Super cool, right? Set that off to the side. I'm going to fuzz this really well because I'm layering. And this one is sticky. Sticky. But the stickiness will come back once you wash your transfer. Just a heads up. Your rings keep sliding around. That will come back. And if it doesn't, you can also use like a Clorox wipe or a Lysol wipe. And do not use baby wipes on the back of this, okay? That'll take the stickiness right off of it. But you can do that in a disinfecting wipe and it will come, the stickiness will come back. It comes back right after you wash it. But don't leave your transfer sitting too long, sticky side up. I don't leave mine sticky side up for too long. But, okay, so I just want to make sure it's centered. Which that looks pretty good to me. again, you're just going to kind of push it in. Make sure that it's down. If you're fearful that it's not, bring that squeegee in there. You can hear it kind of pulling out the bubbles. I have mixed all of my paste already. You always want to mix your paste even after using them because they're just like paint. You can just mix it up. Doesn't take a lot. You can see that it doesn't take a lot. Now you can buy paste in packets too. Figure out what colors you like the most. If your house is done in certain colors and you're like, I am not one of those people that explores different colors. I like it all this way. Paste packets might be the way for you to go. There is a paste palette, which is 6 packets that go right along with this. Oh my gosh, guys, look how adorable that is. How stinking cute. I love it. It's super cool. I love that. He is staring at you, you're right. It's one of my new shirts. I am a huge Johnny Depp fan, and I grew up watching him in 21 Jump Street and all the fun things like that. And so when I saw this on Amazon, I was like, oh, I gotta get that shirt. He is staring at me. Just try it though. I love this. I think it turned out super, super, super cute. So adorable. Now, one of the cool things you can do too is if you're wanting to do like watercolor paper. So see how cool that looks. If you're wanting to do watercolor paper, you totally can do that. And you can use our paste for watercolor paper, which is even cooler, right? So I'm going to do the bumblebee, but if you wanted to, like, let's say there was some spots that were, you didn't have this painted black and you wanted to fill in some of these spots, you can actually paint with our paste too. So that's even cooler to be able to do that. There's so many ways to use our products, and you definitely get your money's worth. Our jars last the longest, so if you're going to be doing a lot of projects, I always recommend everybody gets a white and a black, and then pick the colors that you think you definitely are going to use a lot of. I have all of the colors on my wall, and they're all color coordinated, and some are retired, but I love them and I use them all because I make a lot of projects. So we're going to stick this little bumblebee, or little bee. It's not really, I don't know if it's really a bumblebee or if it's just a bee. I couldn't tell you, to be honest. It's never my thing. But we are going to put it with the bumblebee yellow. And we're going to use that same squeegee we used with the black. So we don't have to change out our squeegee. That gives me less squeegees to wash too. I mean, I wash them the same amount of times, but our squeegees are all reusable. So our detail tool, multi-tool, quick dry tool, fuzzing cloth can be washed in your laundry. So it's definitely, and so can the little wax applicator actually can be washed with Dawn dish soap. That's how I wash mine. So I'm going to set these off to the side that I've already done, just so I have that. Oh, I love it. Look how cute that is. Super cute, right? If you know somebody who's like really big into like bug collections or anything like that, this would be super cute too. The dragonfly is going to be interesting. I'm going to use a hot mess method. I'm going to do it a little bit different. So you can do it obviously with different colors, because one of the colors I'm using is going to be a retired color. But you can mix colors too. Don't do it in your paste jar, but you can mix them like by getting a paste tray You can mix colors together to get a color that you want. Super awesome. That is super cute. I'll show you guys all of these when they are all done. Let's clean up this squeegee. I think I just stuck my hand. I didn't. Stuck my hand in black paste. But thank goodness it's washable, right? I always stick my hand in paste. I do. I'm a messy chalker, but I love it. It's so much fun. All right. Let me pull up, grab another, just to make sure I don't have any extra. Because my luck, I do. All right. So we're going to use the bright white side of this. And we're going to use the dragonfly. So I brought out my placement tape so I can do the dragonfly's body completely different than the wings. However, I don't necessarily have to do that because we do also have an artisan tool set. And I could use that if I wanted to. We have like this little tiny detail squeegee, basically it is. But I just feel like for time purposes, I think this would be just better. I love dragonflies. I think they're really cool. When I was a kid, I was terrified of them because I had an uncle who was close to my age. He told me that they breathe fire. So I was terrified they were going to burn me. Yeah. Obviously, not knowing that that is not going to happen. But we're going to just kind of tape off the body. Just funny things that you remember when you're... So, our placement tape can be torn with your fingers. Let's see. It's really a lot of detail here, and I'm just kind of trying to cover it up a little bit. And placement tape is also specific for our transfers because it doesn't tear that silk screen. So you can use washi tape too. If you don't have our placement tape, you can use washi tape. But do not use painter's tape. Okay, do not. I'm trying to think here how I want this to go. Just to kind of cover it. There. Okay. So we're going to use Shimmer Rose Gold. I love this color. And since we're only doing this little part here, I'm going to push this down to make sure it's on. We're going to use the bottom of our multi-tool. It's a squeegee. So the bottom gets inside and it stirs. So when you're using our shimmers, you just want to make sure that you're pushing it a little bit harder just because you want that glitter to get in there. Way too much. Did way too much. Probably should have used the detail tool, to be honest, not the multi-tool. But it is what it is. And obviously that's all going to come clean, so I'm not really that concerned about it. Okay, so we're going to pull this off. Recycle that. And of course I got it all over my fingers. I stuck my fingers in it. Of course. And the good thing is our shimmers take a little bit longer to dry, so it doesn't take as long. Okay. So I'm gonna pull these two up, and I'm gonna take stir sticks, and I'm gonna just kind of dab it. It doesn't necessarily have to be dress right dress or exactly. You can choose that if you want to. If you're more like, no, it has to be exact. I want exact. Then, feel free to do that. This is just to kind of show you the hot mess method, which I absolutely love. It's one of my favorite ways to chalk, to be honest. And then we're just going to take a mini squeegee. I'm just going to go like this. Kind of push in all of those spots. So we can cover up that wing. I'm just kind of making sure that everything is already kind of filled in. We did enough. This is where the detail tool would come into play. And pull that up. And just kind of get it in there really close to the body so it doesn't look like the wings are attached. Okay. Oh, I noticed there's a spot down here that's not filled. There we go. We're going to pull this up. Oh, there's the highlights of the green and the blue in the wings and the body and that rose gold. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm in love with this. I love bugs. These bugs are good. These bugs are okay. I don't mind these bugs. So we do have other shimmers available, and you can actually take the shimmer, put a little bit on a tray, kind of make it your own. You can also add glitter to it if you want that shininess. Let me dry this real quick. I love how this turned out. It turned out exactly how I was expecting it to turn out. Sometimes that doesn't always happen, right? Love this. So cute. So now we have the dragonfly with the glitter and shimmer. Shimmers just don't show up in this lighting, but we have the bumblebee, or the bee. And then we have the explore, dream, discover with all the wording. So you could do it like this, or however you wanted to do it on different shelves. Super cute, right? Thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you guys for all of your support. If you are not a designer, please click the SHARE button and spread the love for me. And tomorrow we're going to do a watercolor, so come and join me live. All right, guys, have a great night. If you have any questions, please let me know. And if you want to know more what I do, comment boss below, and I'd love to chat about it. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.